What's going on, guys? Nicky, by the way, and today we're going through a guide. I call it the Nicky's Road to Glory. It is a from season to 700 gear score guide to get you there, step by step, broken down piece by piece. So we're going to jump over into Garmoth now, and we'll just jump straight into it. So as you can see, we start off here on our fresh out of season character. We've exchanged our Pin to Vala gear for boss gear. So we have all of these. First thing you're going to want to do is, if you are Succession, you'll take Main Hand, Awakening, you'll take Awakening. This example I am showing off is Succession. So what you'll do is, currently we're getting a free Pin Black Star and a free Tet Black Star. What you'll do is you'll take the Black Star Pin for your weapon you actively grind with. So for, again, Succession, you'll take Main Hand, Awakening, you'll take your Awakening weapon, and then the other you'll get a Tet for with the free Tet. This will allow you to get a lot of monster AP, which is extremely beneficial for when you're grinding. And you'll also want to, since you've just finished the season, take the season reward of the Pin Kaposha necklace. It's a really good reward. It'll hold you over till pretty far into the gearing process. Next step, we're going in and we're going to complete the Magnus quest line. You're going to want to knock out that as soon as possible to unlock account storage, where you can access all storages, and you'll also fast travel across the map. You're going to get a reward from that for a box that gives you a guaranteed boss piece. I highly recommend taking Beg's Gloves, just because it is the easiest thing to push for Fallen God, and we're going to do that pretty quickly. Following suit on getting our Magnus Pin for our gloves, we're going to go into DP, as our AP is already in a pretty solid state. Now this is showing with journals, we're not going to be quite there yet. But what you're going to want to do is start farming. You're going to, ideally, off-season, go for your potion piece spots. You should have been grinding them on season, and you'll be able to do it a little bit better once you get off season with the Pin Black Star. But we're going to go for our potion pieces. We're going to be grinding and saving up materials, buying what we need to go start getting Jatina guaranteed pins. So you'll start that by going towards getting the pin chest piece first, as it provides the most stats. Just to keep things a little different, we're going to go, at this point, we're going to start working on our Jatina pin accessories. In total, get 2 of them. So what we're going to want to do is go ahead and get our first one to Tet. So you take a crescent. You're going to want to take both of them to be crescents, but you can only do one at a time. So we're going to push Tet on our first Jatina accessory. And then we're going to transition, and we're going to go back towards Pin Armors for more DP. You're going to want to pin your Griffin. That will be the last guaranteed pin armor we do, because at the third one and above, it just becomes not viable. They're actually end up being more expensive. And gotta save your silver. Next step, we do still want that pin boss piece, the final one. So you're either going to want to just straight up buy a pin Aragons, or you can tap it. I'm a little bit of a gambling man myself, so that's the way I like to go. But that'll be our goal, and then we'll have, didn't mean to roll that. And then we will have full pin boss armors. A great starting board. Because then we're going to go and we're going to start grinding our Caphras spots, hopefully. At this point, you should have a good bit of Caphras, as a lot of the potion spots grind them. They drop pretty frequently, especially at Manchums. Your mana pot. And then we're going to work towards base Caphra level 4. This is extremely helpful as it gives us more DP. As you can see, it boosted us up. If you look here, it got us in total 14 DP. That's huge. And after that, we're going to push our Jatina pin. First one, we're going to get it to pin, because that's going to give us a good bit more AP, and we're also going to push the second one to Tet. Give us a good starting board to start grinding some more difficult spots, or just speed up grinding the potion spots. Next, as you can see, we're going to just pin the final Jatina pin, get those both done. Perfect. We'd love to see it. Now our AP is at a really good spot at 284 with journals. Obviously, we won't have those yet, but as our next step is, we're going to continue grinding for Caphras while doing those journals, which, if you look in our journal tab here, just doing Igor's gives 4 AP, 2 DP, Deve's 1 AP, Harold's 1 DP, Doran Morgan's 1 AP, 1 DP, Ugar's Time of Success is a DP, the Barrier of Infestation quest, now this one is a weekly, so it'll take you a few weeks to do. You're fighting a Kazarka boss repeatedly. They did change it to make it soloable, which is fantastic, but it is time gated. But in the end, you get a DP and an AP. A gift for Papu and Mother's Warning, you get those. Those are actually really free. Those aren't really even journals. So once you've completed I believe it's Chemist Sylvia for a gift for Papu, and Mother's Warning is Odalita. They're just little bonus quests that you do. You get those. Same with Ruler of Taybec and Dokebi's Gift. Those come from just finishing Land of Morning Light. The Eyes of Adventure is a bit more of a pain, as you gotta go around and find chests on the Land of Morning Light continent, but it's definitely worth knocking out for the free DP because we love free stats, especially Sheet. Next thing we're gonna do, if we come down here, is we're gonna start dumping Caphras. We're gonna want to push the gloves to C10. They are the cheapest flame by far. And with that, we'll be able to buy a flame, as described in my next step. Nicky from the future here. So at this point, when we're going for our C10 gloves, I forgot to mention it, but you'll notice it did just suddenly appear in the guide. We want to go and save up for and buy a Vel's Heart. It's an extremely good alchemy stone. You're going to be using it all the way into the end game. So really good to pick up here. Forgot to mention it, so just adding this in post. You buy the Flame of Hongik, and you do the little quest on the Land of the Morning Light. It does require the continent to be done. All the content on that continent, the quest line. And boom, you have your first fallen god, well, slumbering origin, as the set effect calls it, piece of armor, your gloves. With Begs, you'll come out with the blue. If you had Muskins, it'll come out green. We're going to want the blue because currently evasion's kind of dead. But other than that, we are good to go. Next, we're going to start just tapping this. You won't want to use Crons up to Duo. You don't want to use any Crons on that, but we're going to push our gloves to Duo. And then Red Nose, we're going to get that to C10. That's going to allow us to follow into our next step, which is buying a Flame of Despair and crafting a Fallen God chess piece, which will give us even more DP. As you can see, our AP's already in a really good spot, and we're finally getting that DP up to match, and our gear score currently is at 655. We're going up quick. We're really gaining. That messed up there. At this point, another thing you could be doing, I don't have that laid out in this guide, but if you complete more seasons with your season tickets, season rewards can give you Kaposhas, so I'd recommend getting the Kaposha belt from it, as that can be very beneficial. As you can see, it boosted us up to 291 with all of our journals done, which is a bracket, I believe. And then you're going to get that Fallen God chess piece with that flame. It's just another quest. Pretty simple. And you're going to push that Fallen God to Duo. Because as you can see, it goes from 99 to 105. That's 6 sheet DP. We're 378. We're almost close to a big milestone. So we're just going to go down, as you can see, Caphras that helmet to C10. So you're going to push your Griffin, C10. If you're not grinding a spot at this point, if you've already finished your potions and because you got lucky, you can just grind, for example, Jade. With these stats would be an amazing location. It's great for Agris. Lots of Caphras. Perfect. Then what you'll do is, if you're grinding Jade, or you can just buy it, once you hit C10, you're going to buy what's called a Flame of Frost, do another little quest from the Mountain of Eternal area once you've done that, Mountain of Eternal Winter, and you're going to get a Labresca helmet and push it to Duo. That's going to give us 390 DP, which is a huge milestone. So now you'll want to, after you buy that, you'll push your boots to C10, but you're also going to want to save up and buy dual Tet Distos. Because what you want is, you don't want to have Tet Distos on unless you can hold 380 DP with them. That allows you to grind some pretty good in-game spots. Once you have that, you're going to either farm or start pre-ordering Embers and Prey. Most likely you're going to be farming at New Lukita, but with your stats now, you should be pretty solid to do so. And then you'll get the Flame of Resonance, and you'll craft your Ator's boots. And you're going to push those to Duo as soon as possible. It's going to bring you to 394, 301. As you can see, you're really close to that 700 gear score milestone. We're getting really close. Then, next step, we're getting into big boy territory. We're going to go ahead and knock out the Jatina Kudum to pen. If you want, you can buy a Tet Blackstar. I don't believe the difference is that big. Just take a look here. It's not that big of a difference. It might be better for you if you like it. What I did for the longest time is I had a Tri Gaudier, as that gives you some pretty good stats. It gives you the AP from it. Otherwise, you can just Kudum and push it to plus. You can pen your Kudum, push it to level Caphra plus 3. That'll give you the sheet AP. this point, you hopefully have gotten a Vels. What you want to do is go ahead and do the Blessed Vels Heart, and then just double down, go into Exalted. That gives you the 401 DP bracket, which is the final DP bracket until the upcoming changes that we've heard about. And that going to give you 700 gear score. Congratulations, you've made it. Next, what we'll do is you've gotten to 700 gear score, but we're not done. It's Debo time. So now you can start saving up for yourself and buy yourself the Debo neck. You're going to buy it at Tet. You could enhance it yourself if you're a gambling man, but I promise you, it will be pain. I would know, did it myself. Then we're just going to go ahead and save up, buy a Debo belt, and we're going to either grind or pre-order a cup for it. I recommend getting the AP cup, as at the endgame spots, you're trying to milk out all of this hidden AP you can get in Monster AP to reach those 1,000 plus milestones. Also, it's really cheap, so just buy it. Get a cup for your necklace. I didn't mention this before, but it just gives you some extra health points, as displayed here. Always helpful. Who doesn't love free health? Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to save up and buy 2 Debo rings. At this point, your goals are really far off. If you wanted, you could also be buying Cron stones, and getting these. Say, try. You can go for base try Fallen God armors at this point if you wanted, or you can just continue pushing the AP. I personally recommend pushing the AP because at this point, you really just need to be able to grind more places, get more money faster. You'll also want to get cups for those Debo rings. I recommend the crit damage cups. A lot of people also like the health cups. Depends on what you do. Then you're going to want to go for 1 Debo earring. We could go 2, but it would be a kind of a waste of stats. As we get with the earring, we get the 5-piece. So now that we have 5 Debos, if you look here on it, it shows hidden set effect, plus 12 for 3, and 8 for 5. So we get 20 total extra AP, which is huge for in-game. That's a little bit over a house buff for free, just for having these on. And then we can just come down to the end. You start working on your pin Debos. Pin more black stars if you wanted. Pin Debos if you're a real gambling man or woman. And there you have it. You're in the end game. You're where I'm at. And there's not much more I can help you with. Alright guys, that wraps up the guide. If you enjoyed, if it was helpful, leave a like, drop a sub. If you have any friends that are new to the game and are looking how to progress, go ahead and send this to them. If there's any more guides you'd like to see from me, go ahead and leave them down below in the comments. I'll get to them as soon as possible. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.